Now to an absolutely fascinating story, because two Madonna fans are suing the American singer for being late by more than 2 hours for a show last month in New York, according to court documents. They state that the show was meant to start at 8:30 on all three nights, but didn't start till after 10:30 and ended at 1 in the morning. Let's speak to our music correspondent Mark Savage with more on this. And Mark, this is quite some lawsuit, isn't it?
It is, and it's not the first time that Madonna has been sued for this. She has a reputation for being late on stage, and she was sued by two fans in Florida in 2019 and again in 2020 for being late to the stage. And both of those lawsuits were voluntarily dismissed, and it remains to be seen what's going to happen in this case.
And any idea in terms of how much she's being sued for?
It doesn't say in the court documents, but the tickets for these concerts start relatively low for a major pop concert, about £65, $70 or $80, but they go up to over $1,000. So you could be looking for compensation in that amount. And the two people that have brought the lawsuit, Michael Fellows and Jonathan Hadden, are launching it as a class action. So they're looking for other fans who want compensation to come forward and join them in the court action. Of course, we don't know yet how many more will do that. I think Madonna fans, or at least diehard Madonna fans, know she has this reputation for turning up late. And when I saw her in London the opening night of this celebration tour, she was about an hour late on stage that night. There was then a technical fault with the sound system that stopped the show for about 15 minutes, and it did end again very late that night. It has happened all the way through Europe and on quite a few of the American dates too.
I suppose the organisers perhaps can argue with the history of that. When they bought the tickets, perhaps they should have known and perhaps accepted that that was a possibility. So it'll be interesting how this gets argued. But in terms of what the plaintiffs are saying, in terms of the damage to them, I mean, what is that apart from just the irritation of it?
Well, in the court documents, they say many ticket holders who attended the concerts on a weeknight had to get up early to go to work the next day, that they were left stranded with limited transport options when they left the venue at 1 o'clock in the morning. I do have to say, I went and checked my ticket. This is it for Madonna at the O2 last October, and it doesn't have a start time on it. It says the doors open at 6:30, but it does not say what time she'll be on stage. And then in the back, the tiniest small print you will ever see, it says all advertised times are approximate and subject to change. So I think they might come unstuck just based on those terms and conditions.
And I suppose if successful here, a lot of artists might be quaking in their boots.
Yes, Madonna is not the only one. You may remember last summer, very famously, Lana Del Rey was playing at Glastonbury. She turned up on stage nearly 40 minutes late, and when they hit the curfew, they pulled the plug on her. That happened to Bruce Springsteen in Hyde Park about 10 years ago as well. Justin Bieber at the O2 once turned up 45 minutes late and got booed by his fans. He later put out a statement saying there was no excuse for being late. And Guns N' Roses, I have a friend who used to work at the Manchester Arena when Guns N' Roses played there, and they were warned that they should get friends to come and pick them up when they worked at the arena, because they would show up late, they would pay for breaking the curfew, and they would have to make their own way home after all the public transport had stopped.